mountains of North Carolina, hunkered down in a bunker, there lives a man with his family patiently awaiting the passing of the COVID-19. Armed with a passion for cooking and an even bigger passion for eating, James emerges with his wife Kate and kids from the ashes of total annihilation to bring you food from the COVID apocalypse. Let us infect your taste buds.
The Gourmet Apocalypse. Cooking with instinct. Or something.
Oh, there you are. How's it going, everybody? James with the Gourmet Apocalypse. So today we're going to be making a wonderful homemade pesto chicken portobello pasta. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to break it down into a couple different things. We're going to make our pesto first. We'll get all of our ingredients ready for our actual sauce, and then we will grill the chicken out on the grill. Now here's the thing, we're doing things a little bit differently here. Today we're not using as many of the cameras because it just was getting hectic, and we were using a really big gimbal, which is kind of hard in these, in this area to work. So what we'll be using from now on is going to be more of a cell phone gimbal with the iPhone. Hey, it works. So anyway, we'll start with our pesto. We'll move on to the grilled chicken. Make sure that we have all of our mise en place for our sauce. And then I'm getting the pasta made as we go. I'm not going to get into how to make pasta. Like I said, I think you should know how to do that. So this is how we're going to roll. Let's get started with the pesto. Wonderful little item. Well, I say wonderful now. My other blender was really crappy. Just like I said, a lot of my stuff here is crappy and some of it's good, but I needed something that I could blend this pesto up nicely with. And I wasn't making enough pesto where I could use the actual food processor. So I bought this nifty thing from Walmart for 10 bucks. If it lasts me a couple times, I'll be happy. So what we'll do is we're gonna take some of this basil. Now I'm just gonna take the whole thing. This has been washed, of course. Cram that in there. I'm gonna see how this works with it. I might have to do it in a couple different steps here. So I wanna get all this blended. Now, what we've got, olive oil. I'm gonna mix the liquid and the basil together first when I start blending, and then we'll add the other. That was half a cup of olive oil, all right? I do like, in my pesto, I add a little bit of lemon juice because I like a little tang in it. So I'll do about maybe a teaspoon and a half of lemon juice, just like a lamp. Take this awesome device. Like I said, I'm gonna have to add more into this, but we're doing this ghetto style, so anyway. So here we go. Let's see what it does. Look at it go. It's not going. Is it going? Well, for 10 bucks, that ain't too bad. It ain't too good, but it ain't too bad, so go figure. All right, so we're gonna add some more. See, I'm gonna have to add some more basil in this. Worst case scenario, I'll throw it into the food processor. I know that thing will work. You get some of the little branches, don't worry about it. Just blend them up, no one will ever know. Really good flavor. Flavor. Oh, I can't say that. That's like trademarked, isn't it? Oh well. Do that. We're gonna blend this bad boy up a little bit more. Like this. Ooh, it's got a screw top. Here we go. All right. Let's watch some magic here. Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, that's looking good. Oh yeah, now we're looking like pesto. Okay, now that we got that into more of a liquidy state, let's unscrew this. We're gonna add our other good ingredients. We don't wanna overdo this little guy. I'm gonna say that I would not recommend buying this product. It was for making smoothies, but I just don't think, maybe it's better than I think. Okay, so what we've got here is a half cup of Parmesan cheese, grated, of course, half cup. Get it in the cup, like that, just like that, yeah, just like that. Then we're gonna take some garlic, and I'm going to put, some people might only do a little bit, I'm gonna do, you know me, I'm gonna do a lot. We're gonna do 7 cloves. Let's add another one. Boom. I love garlic. Have I told you that? Now this is gonna be really taxing. This is a 1/3 cup of almonds, and like I said, traditional pesto is made with pine nuts, but I didn't buy pine nuts because I couldn't get any pine nuts at the store. So I'm subbing almonds because I like them. Honestly, once you figure out what different food items go together, you can pretty much make anything in the world. Put that on there. Here we go. Let's see. Get down there. Come on. Oh boy, this ain't looking good. Oh wait. This is almost like live TV. Let me see if I shake it a little bit. All right. I'm definitely not recommending you buy this unless you want to waste of your time. Let's see. I know it's difficult. Used to have a nice blender and it died on me. Okay, so scratch that. Luckily we have the big gun. Bringing down the big gun. Look at that. Look at it. Okay. Take a look at this awesome piece of machinery. Okay. We're gonna fix it up now. No more Mr. Nice Guy. So. All right. Should have just started with this, but I thought I was gonna be cool. So, bad idea. All right, so now I am gonna add a little salt and pepper. I didn't do that, so I'm gonna just do 2 taste. And I know how much I like to have in it, so I'm just gonna put it in there. Don't put too much. I mean, you get a little spice from the garlic too. And some salty salt. A little flavor, like that. Okay, now let's do this. All right, perfect. Now, we'll take that pesto. It's all blended up nicely. At least fairly nicely. Got a nice paste here. And this is our pesto base. All right, so that's the pesto. So got that done. We'll set it off to the side while we prepare the rest of the food. All right, everybody, now we're gonna start the getting our stuff ready for our sauce. I've got our pasta already cooking, so we'll have that out of the way. I've got a couple bulbs of garlic here, just because I like to have some extra garlic cut whenever I need it. You might be thinking, the pesto already has garlic. Why would you put more? Well, I might want to put more. I just like having the option. And I love garlic in it, and we all know that, so that's how it's gonna be. If I don't use it for this, I'll use it for something else. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to cut up our portobello mushrooms, and we really want nice slices, just like such. Perfect. This sauce is not going to take long to cook, which is fun and good. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so just so you know, for the sauce we'll have garlic, we'll have the pesto, we'll have the mushrooms, This will be for topping, which is our wonderful Parmesan shredded. Chicken stock, this is actually frozen chicken stock and it's thawing out. This is the same chicken stock that I made last week. It came out perfect. The gelatin that was released from the bones, it's nice and thick and jelly-like. It's perfect. We're gonna be using wine, also lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste, and of course our butter for sauteing. So the next thing we're gonna do, we gotta get our chicken nice and ready. You can do this ahead of time because it can marinate for a longer period of time, and you'll get more flavor. I'm gonna use a couple different items in here. We've got 2 chicken breasts. Like I said, I'm making this for 2 people and just quadruple the recipe if you wanna do it for 8 people. But why should you unless you have a really big family with all this social distancing stuff. All right, so we're gonna take our olive oil and I'm gonna just put it in this bowl, just like this. Can you get a shot of that, Kate? About 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm gonna mix some salt in with that. This is sea salt, which I like sea salt. This is gonna be the coating, so I put a little bit more. Pepper. You just salt and pepper to taste, honestly. I just know how much I need to use for this marinade. I'm gonna use pepper, and I'm gonna use probably about 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Like that. Also, I'm gonna throw, actually that's perfect. I think that's great. I'm gonna throw some garlic powder in with it. Just like that. Love garlic powder too. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we'll just get a quick spoon or whisk. Whisk that together. What the heck, let's throw some wine in there too. Like that. And that's our little marinade. Take your chicken. You could also throw Italian seasoning, just basil or oregano, dried basil or oregano, or fresh in there if you wanted. That's good. And that will grill up very nicely. We'll just let that sit maybe for about 30 minutes to get a little marinade on it. And that's how we do the chicken. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna wanna do is get the grill nice and hot. Don't put it on when it's cold, so go get your grill ready. If you have a gas grill, that's what I have. I get it ready, it doesn't take long to heat up. If you're using charcoal, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but we will meet you outside. It's raining today, so I might have an umbrella. Might be singing in the rain, and we'll be grilling in the rain. So I'll see you out there in just a second. All right, so we got the grill nice and heated up. I got my chicken right here. It's raining, yay. All right, so we're gonna open that up. Got a lot of heat on here. Now my grill, I love my grill because I always use a infrared burner, which basically makes it a lot more even on the heat. I'm gonna do a quick scrape, hold on. Okay. All right, so we've got our chicken right here. Just gonna kind of toss it around. It's been marinating for about 30 minutes. Got some good flavor. So the key to making chicken and a lot of meat is don't overcook it. I actually have a patron subscriber, Laura, who wanted to make sure she could learn how to not overcook the chicken, and so we'll go over that. I'm just going to throw this on a nice hot grill, just like that. Put that over here. We're going to let that heat up. Put a nice score mark, so those nice lines. I'll just close this for now. That should be good. And we'll probably wait a couple minutes, and I'll come back over and we'll flip it over. And we're not going to overcook this. Remember, the chicken is that thick. You don't have to go very long to cook both of them, you know, both sides. You know, it doesn't take that long. So I'll tell you, usually probably 5-6 minutes on either side will be definitely good to go. But I'll show you a way to check it to make sure it's good to go before you take it off the grill. So we'll be back in just a second. So let's see about flipping this thing. Oh, it's got raining water. All right. Perfect. Perfect score marks right there. Like that. Looking good. Looking good, looking good. Let's close it up, let it cook. Okay, so the key to the chicken being really moist, monitor it. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna move this chicken probably up to the second level, lower the direct heat on it, just like that. The way you can tell if your chicken or meat, usually your meat product, steaks or whatever, how done they are is based on how firm they are. So if I feel the meat and I notice it's really mushy, most likely it's more rare. The more firm the meat, the more well done it's gonna be. So that's pretty much how I monitor, you know, what the chicken cook is. And it's probably medium to medium well, and we want to get it cooked all the way, so we'll let it cook a little bit longer, and we'll be right back out. But for steaks, you know, if you want a rare steak, and I love rare steak, you know, I just sear it, you know, I'd say 30 seconds on either side, throw it on a plate. But if you want like a medium rare, it's going to be a little more firm, and then if you want medium, it's going to be a little more firm than that, and then if you want it well done, well, it's just going to be crunchy. So, and it'll be really hard. So anyway, let's get back in. It's still raining. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Sorry about that. All right, I think our chicken's good to go. Hold on, let me get the water off my plate. Okay, so our chicken should be pretty much cooked now. Check the firmness. Oh, it's looking good, looking good. Looking nice and tender, which is very important. We're gonna take those 2 chicken breasts that we have off. And now we're gonna go finish it up and get it all saucy, like I like it.
The Gourmet Apocalypse. Cooking with instinct. Or something.
Hey, Kate. Hold on. No. Can't you see something happened to me?
What?
That tool that keeps on running around doing crap to me. I was just trying to draw you a picture.
Okay. Is this really what I look like?
You're beautiful. I give my little heart. Happy Mother's Day early.
I'll treasure it forever.
All right, see you later. I gotta go finish my food. So.
Yes!
Okay, so now we are nearing the end of this wonderful recipe. So now we're gonna start with a little bit of butter. Probably about 3 tablespoons of butter. Just throw it in your pan and get it melted down. And you don't want the pan to get too hot. You don't want to you don't want to brown that butter too quickly. That's why I'm taking it off that heat. Like I said, anyone who's watched one of these videos, our equipment is, well, it leaves a lot. Anyway, just isn't very good. Oh well. All right, so now we're gonna put some of our portobello mushrooms in because we want to cook those down. Like that. Looks good. We're gonna get these nice and tender. Obviously the mushroom, if you don't know it, is mostly water. So we're gonna get some of that moisture out of those mushrooms. Like I said, my grill, or my, so like I said, my stove is just not the best, and I need to pull it off the heat every now and then. And you gotta read it. If you see your butter starting to burn, well, pull it off the heat, and that'll help you. Nice saute on that. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add some chicken stock, some of our homemade chicken stock from last week. So just, we're gonna reduce that down a little bit. It's about 2 tablespoons of chicken stock. And that'll help cook your mushrooms down. Next thing we're gonna need is our garlic. Go ahead, throw a little extra garlic in there. About a teaspoon of garlic. And remember, our pesto has garlic, so I still abide by my garlic rule, which I like to call the Brazil rule. You need garlic. I'm gonna crank my heat up a little bit more. Oh, that's smelling so good. Oh, it's smelling so good. It's in my face. Okay. Just smells good, you know? Makes me happy. Uh-oh. No flippy. It doesn't want to flippy with the extra stock. That means it's a good stock. Alright, so we got a lot of that. Looking good. Mushrooms are cooked nicely. Garlic's doing well. Now what we're going to do, we are going to add some heavy cream. My favorite. So, I'm just going to drizzle in about a third, maybe a half cup of heavy cream. Let's go with, yeah, maybe a little bit more. Just like that. We're going to get that to a nice boil. We're going to reduce it down a little bit, thicken it up. That's the good thing about heavy cream. The more you cook it, the more it'll reduce, and the more fattening it gets, and the better flavor it gets. So we're reducing down the heavy cream. Next thing we're gonna add, a little wine, because we love wine. About a quarter of a cup. The main thing you want to make sure you do is heavy cream, any cream sauce has a tendency, if you don't keep it moving, it will scorch. And it'll scorch on the bottom of your pan, and you can get a burned flavor. You don't want that to happen, so don't put your heat up too high and keep it moving. But you do want to reduce it down, so make sure you reduce. Next thing we're gonna do is add some black pepper. And now we're gonna add some pesto. This is our homemade pesto here. I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons for this sauce. Might add a little bit extra. Let's just see how it looks when we're done. That looks good. Nice green color coming out on it. Lots of basil flavor. And the sauce is thickening perfectly. Got a nice green flavor. We love green flavor and green color. Not green flavor, green color. All right, we got a good look here. Now, make sure you taste it. Make sure you don't need to add more salt or pepper. Don't need any more. It's good. All right, so that's perfect. Now, we're gonna come over here. We're gonna add some penne pasta. This is obviously already cooked. Just throw you some in there. Maybe about 2 cups. That's good. Let's get it all stirred around. Get that pasta reheated. Looking good. All right, set that aside. Take it off the heat, let it sit. All right, now we've got our chicken. Take our chicken breast. Slide that out of the way. Our nicely grilled chicken. Look at it. It's nice and cooked, perfectly through, not overcooked at all, which is important. Just like that. Okay. Now, let's set this thing up. All right, so let's get some pasta. Get some of those mushrooms. Like I said, when I made this, it's for 2. I'm gonna plate up 1 though. Leave some of those mushrooms for the top. Just like a lant. Looking good. Maybe a little bit more. All right. Take this chicken. Put it right over the top. Just like a lant. And then we're going to take some of these mushrooms. Place it on there with a little bit of the sauce. Next thing we're gonna do, take some shredded Parmesan, put that on the plate, and we'll finish with some of my homegrown basil, just like that. In fact, I think I'm gonna put it to the side. It's a little new one. Okay, let me see if I have to wipe the plate a little bit. That is our homemade pesto pasta with the chicken and portobello. All right, we got the dish done here. This is it. And luckily my wife, who's also my producer, has found someone that can do a tasting with us during the social distancing. Luckily, he's wearing a mask, I was told. So I'm ready for him. So come on in, taster, come on in. Are you kidding me? This is who you found? This guy that's been tormenting me? Well, he does have a mask on, so we're good to go. All right, whoever you are, let me know how it tastes. Don't forget to get a piece of chicken. Get you some pasta. Man, you're ruining my dish. Don't drip. No one wants backwash.
Big creeper in the mask. How's it taste?
It's good.
We
We need to. Now, I will tell you, How do you find them? Anyway, I will tell you this dish is spot on. So please try to make this. When you make it, go ahead and send me some pictures. Also, I'd like to thank all of our Patreon subscribers, and we will see you next week with another dish from the Gourmet Apocalypse. We'll see you later. It's time to eat. Bye.
You know, I'm just the girl who cleans up the set. It's just crazy, James. That is like my job. I guess I eat the food too. You're like a nobody.
You're not a nobody. You're not a nobody. Don't worry. Trust me, you're not. You're not a nobody.
Sorry, it's just not as good of a picture on here.
Then I'm gonna have to redo it. So.
Okay, I'm sorry. It just glares on your forehead.
You're
so
the person. There's no one over there.
I
so
know, but I keep looking over there.
I just think you think I'm doing something wrong. Now I'll realize.
I'm sorry. I don't. It's just it puts a glare on your face. This is a better shot. Okay? I'm sorry.
Okay.
The Gourmet Apocalypse. Cooking with instinct. Or something.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. I hope yours turned out well. And also, if you like the video, you can go ahead and like our page or subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, if you really like the content or you just had fun watching it, we do have a link below to become a patron through our Patreon account. You can also help contribute to the funding of the program. So if you could, just go ahead and click on that and we'll get you all set up there. So within the next couple weeks, we'll be adding more episodes for your viewing pleasure. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.